Next up, Coastal Carolina and Jacksonville State. Very, very interesting. Very, very good group of 5 game, underrated as far as I'm concerned. The other game Thursday night with FBS teams facing off. We've got Jacksonville State 2.5-point home favorites, 55.5 being the total here in this game. Of course, when you look at the situation for Coastal Carolina, not going to be easy to say adios to a guy like Grayson McCall, who was just such a great quarterback here for this program for a long period of time. But Ethan Vasco takes over at quarterback, and he definitely got playing time last year down the stretch. Numbers were pretty solid, 779 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. They do lose their top 2 receivers, but they do get 3 back on the offensive line, which is good to see. Looks like on defense this year, it's a defense that was kind of middle of the pack last year. Solid, not phenomenal. But they lose not 1, not 2, but 3 leading tacklers from that defense last year. So that's something that does concern me for Coastal Carolina. Lots of their better players on the defensive side of the football have to be replaced going into this game. So how will that defense fare right away? And right away, too, when you're talking about leading tacklers, that matters when you're playing Jacksonville State and Rich Rod's run-oriented, up-tempo spread offense. If you're not a good tackling team and you're a team like Coastal coming into the year and you've lost some of your better tackling defenders, that could spell trouble here against a team that's, going to be running the ball quite a lot and going to be forcing you to make those kind of plays in the open field against running backs and against, screen passes, that kind of thing. And I know he likes the screen game, the quick passing game as well, Rich Rod. So Coastal's ability to tackle with, 3 guys that were leading them in that department last year gone, that's going to be a big question mark. You look at the situation for Jacksonville State. Of course, their starting quarterback changes as well from last year. They are going to end up going, I believe it was going to be Smothers last I checked, and it is him going to be the starting quarterback. This is a guy that played last year for Jacksonville State, so you like that. He's got experience. 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions last year. Zion Turner, the UConn transfer, obviously has not impressed because I see him 3rd on the depth chart right now, and that's a guy that transferred in from UConn. So it looks like Logan Smothers will be the quarterback. Like I said, he got into some games last year, which is good to see. They have 3 starters back on the offensive line. The defense was solid last year for Jacksonville State. Why were they one of the better conference USA teams last year? Defense was very solid, barely giving up 22 points per game. Fringe top 30 scoring defense in college football last year. But only 4 starters back. Maybe you worry they do take a little bit of a step backward on that side of the ball. I think when you look at it, too, Logan Smothers, he can move a little bit outside the pocket. And as for Coastal Carolina, last year we saw the results of them down the stretch. Inconsistency was the big part of their season. Coastal took a lot of money earlier this summer, and the under did as well, because Coastal was 5.5-point dogs. They're now just 2.5-point dogs, so it's like a 3-point move to Coastal. The under's been hit 58.5 down to 55.5 with the total. I don't know if I'm going to go the other way on the total. I'm neutral on the total. I think it could, because you have to keep in mind Coastal's not going to play with pace. Jacksonville State will. Jacksonville State plays with pace. You'd like to play their games over, but Coastal's kind of the opposite. Don't exactly play at a fast clip, the Chanticleers on offense. But now with this game below a field goal, I don't know. But to me, it maybe has moved a little too much to Coastal. I know Jacksonville State has to replace their quarterback too, some pieces on defense, but their run offense is still going to be the strength of the offense. I question Coastal's ability to stop the run, especially with some of their leading tacklers gone from last year. So at less than a field goal, I think now the value has shifted to Jacksonville State in this game. C-Mac, what do you think here? Coastal Carolina, Jacksonville State.
This should be a good one. Of course, McCall being gone is big, and going on the road in this one. But I want to get to, and we'll see how that Coastal Carolina defense will be in this game. Can they stop the run? Because that's what Jacksonville State wants to do. Yep. And on this line, I already like the move to the under. If you got over the 56, and that, I think you're good. A little bit of a key number as we break it down, 49, the 51, 52, and 56 as we go through it. So I lean to the under. I think they are going to run the ball, and they are a little bit quicker. But Smothers was the guy, the non-passing quarterback with this team. So he's got to step up. And I don't know if they really throw a ton with him. I mean, he had 7 TDs, 6 picks, but you hit it off the top in the conference. They get up 21 points a game, and I think they'll be pretty good again. The running back is solid for them. And I think they can get the job done. I lean their way, but I definitely like the under here. Give it to me. Carolina, Jacksonville State, under.
All right, liking the under here is C-Mac with this one. All right,